Dear friends, hearty welcome. In this video, I shall teach you about the different kinds of verbs. What's a verb? A verb is used to say or assert something about a person or thing. A verb mainly denotes number 1, doing or actions, number 2, state of being, number 3, possession or ownership. Let's have a look at some examples. Example number 1, Meena sings a song. Example number 2, Meena is a nice girl. Example number 3, Meena has brown eyes. In the first example, let me underline the verb sings. It expresses the doing. In the second example, is the verb. It expresses the state of being. In the third example, has is the verb. It expresses the possession or ownership. Possession. Identify verbs in the following sentences. First one, her singing made me happy. Second one, the birds flew around the tall tree. Third one, he pushed the door. Fourth one, Rani has a new dress. Fifth one, Mrs. Sheila taught us English. Now we are going to underline the verbs. First one, her singing made me happy. Made is the verb. It shows the action. Sentence number 2, the birds flew around the tall tree. Flew is the verb. It also expresses the action. Number 3, he pushed the door. Pushed is the verb. It also expresses the action. Fourth one, Rani has a new dress. Has is the verb. It shows the possession or ownership. Fifth one, Mrs. Sheila taught us English. Taught is the verb. It expresses the doing of Mrs. Sheila. Different kinds of verbs. Verbs are of two kinds. The number 1, the transitive verbs, and number 2, the intransitive verbs. Look at the following sentences. Let me read them. First one, Kunal reads a book. Number 2, Maya eats an orange. Number 3, he moved the chair. Number 4, he baked some cakes. Number 5, the boy flies a kite. Let me underline the verbs from these sentences. First one, reads, eats, moved, baked, flies. In these sentences, the actions denoted by the verbs pass over from the doer of the action to some objects. Therefore, such verbs are called transitive verbs. The word transitive means passing over. Then we have the definition of a transitive verb. A verb which has an object is called a transitive verb. In other words, a transitive verb is a verb which passes over from the doer of the action to the object. How can we find out the object in the sentence? We can find out the object in the sentence by asking questions what or whom after the verb. Let's have some examples. Example number 1. Kunal reads a book. Reads what? The answer is a book. So, a book is the object. Second example, Maya eats an orange. Eats is the verb. We place the question what after the verb. Eats what? Answer, an orange. So, an orange is the object. Read these sentences. Number 1, Rahul eats at 7 o'clock every day. Number 2, Kavya plays in the evening. We are going to find out the objects from these sentences. Let's ask those questions. What does Rahul eat? Answer? No answer. Then the second sentence. Kavya plays in the evening. What does Kavya play? Do you have the answer? No. Then we don't find any object here. The action of the subject doesn't affect anything or anyone. The verbs in these sentences do not have objects. Such verbs are called intransitive verbs. We have the definition of an intransitive verb. A verb which doesn't have an object is called an intransitive verb. Exercise number 1. Identify the verbs the following sentences. Number 1, the girl has long hair. Number 2, the servant sweeps the room. Number 3, the grass grows fast. Fourth one, he is lazy. Fifth one, she knows her lesson. Sixth one, Hari catches the ball. Seventh one, the peon rings the bell. Eighth one, the teacher opens the cupboard. Exercise number 2, underline the verbs in the following sentences. Write whether they are transitive or intransitive. First one, the dog is barking loudly. Number 2, Nita is doing a jigsaw puzzle. Third one, Mr. Paul is surfing the internet. Fourth one, the seminar is very interesting. Fifth one, the old man was narrating his experience. I request all my viewers to write the answers of these exercises in the comment box. Let me wind up this session here. Hope to meet you in the next class. Bye bye.